Alright guys, how's it going? Ronin Man here. Hey, we're at the Grand Sheraton in Bangkok, having a nice evening, hanging out with buddies. Been a nice few days here, and we got a very special episode today. We got MIggy from MGTOW 101. MIggy has one of the best, biggest channels in the whole MGTOW niche, and he's here on vacation, and we're going to talk about his journey, how he came to the MGTOW area, what kind of experiences he had, you know, what difficulties, what made him, what motivates him to make so much good content, and just to, you know, like help so many guys, you know, and he's just basically his personal story. So here we are. So how you doing, MIggy?
Yeah, doing really well. Enjoying the sights and just loving Bangkok, and of course meeting you guys here as well. It's been amazing.
Yeah.
Any new day that goes by, I'm learning something new, and just it's one of the better places I've been to in my entire life, that's for sure.
Kick ass, man. So tell us about your background, like what, you know, like when anything about girls, women, how you know, your early experiences, and what good and bad, like what led you kind of in this direction, or or what journey did you take, I should ask, because I don't know what, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like your personal story.
Well, to be honest, I started off like most guys out there who were struggling with women. Personally, all the girls that I liked in my younger years, for some reason they did not like me back, and that kind of really pissed me off, and I just wanted to change something about me, to find if there's a better way to actually meet and date girls. And of course, obviously this is in my teenage years, when you're forming your character and you're sort of still going through the puberty stage in your life. And
so what years are we talking here? What age?
This is right about from 15 to right about 21.
Okay.
So all the girls that I liked, for some reason, they didn't want to bar with me. And I'm considered a good-looking guy. I'm, you know, tall, athletic.
Extremely tall, yeah. And yeah, well built and all that.
Exactly.
I think also too, like a lot of this is like a natural feeling. Like I know for myself, when I was younger, I felt like nobody wanted me. But if I compare stories of my own experiences, I had a lot more experience than the average guy, like a lot more. And even when I was really young, like 14, you know. But right. It didn't feel that way to me. Right?
Yep.
You know what I mean? I felt terrible. I felt like nothing was working.
Exactly.
So was it like that for you? I suspect that girls liked you. It's just that you didn't feel it, or was it really? Did you feel they didn't like you, or what was the kind of?
It's just
looking back on it. What do you think?
It's just I felt that the girls that were not attractive to me, they're the ones who were chasing me, and I was treating them, you know, the whole keep them be mean, keep them keen. So they're always coming back for more. But the ones that I really liked, I somehow put them on a pedestal, and I was, you know, worshipping them so much, and it's just obviously was turning them off, and I didn't think too much about it. And that's when I decided, look, there's something that has to change. Obviously my attitude to meeting girls and, you know, interacting with them, and just stop putting them above me and above my friends and family. And that's when I actually ended up finding the PUA community.
What age was that? What age was that?
That was 22 years old. I literally woke up one morning and I said, you know what, fuck this, enough. I need to change something about me. And
I want to stop you, because that's interesting, because I think a lot of guys I know on my channel, a lot of guys here, they actually have experience with PUA. You know, so there's a lot of, and you were mentioned by Owen Cook, or Tyler Durden of RSD, which is, you know, one of the biggest pickup guys in the game. You know, he's like literally, he's one of the icons, let's face it, right? He mentioned your channel, and that's the first time a pickup artist has ever mentioned MGTOW.
That's right.
And I was really impressed, you know. I was like, holy crap, it's really going mainstream, right?
Yeah.
You know, but okay, so you're 22, okay.
22, I started just searching on Google for different ways to meet and attract women. And the first thing that popped up was fastseduction.com. That's a website where
I remember
it's a centralized PUA community hub. And I didn't have any money, so I didn't want to do any workshops or anything like that, because I was a broke uni student at the time. But I started reading about all the material that they had up there, how to develop confidence. It was the player guide. It was literally a step-by-step guide to becoming better with women and developing confidence, you know, knowing how to approach, what to say, how to keep the conversation going. And that really blew me away, all these different things. And it literally taught you how to be more alpha, not just with women, but with, you know, other people around you. Sales, at work, how to be more confident, how to put yourself as
how to network,
exactly, how to network, how to build friendships and relationships with other people, not just women. And it's I started slowly reading it step by step. I wasn't rushing through it because there was just so much information to take in. And as I was reading that stuff, I was just going out every weekend, and actually during the week as well, and applying it in the field to see how it works. I've failed, you know, dozens and dozens of hundreds of times, crashed and burned, blah, blah, blah. And but I mean, I've started noticing results. I ended up meeting my first proper girlfriend probably within a few months of finding the, you know, the whole fast seduction website. And I realized that, hey, this stuff is actually working. It's not bullshit.
Right.
Yeah.
That was all. That I had the same experience. I mean, I really can relate to it. I'm so glad you're saying this, because I think there's all kinds of guys on this channel. We go through a journey, right? We don't start at MGTOW, right? You know, like, oh, I'm just gonna check out, like, going my own way. It's like we try everything, right? I think a lot of open-minded guys are on this channel. We've tried all kinds of things. Some we're embarrassed about, some we're not.
That's right.
And
well, I mean, you gotta know, you gotta see the full 360 degree view of women and female nature, how women, what they're all about. It's not just because, hey, you've been neglected by women all your entire life. You got to see from the good and the bad side of things. So with me discovering the whole PUA community, it actually showed me how I could be better with women, but at the same time, when I discovered MGTOW, it completely blew away, and I realized what really true female nature is. So when you're a POA, you're almost trying to suppress all the negative things that women throw at you in order to get laid, which is, it's a double-edged sword. It can be good if you want to have more sex in your life, blah, 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 but it can also destroy you as a person, because you end up as what they call a pussy beggar. You just end up putting, you know, women first ahead of everything else, in that sense, if you get addicted to being a POA. So you gotta be walking a fine line there. And at the same time, with me, so finding MGTOW, I realized that deep down women are acting on their animalistic impulses, where they just want to find a guy who will provide for them, and they can just literally use them for their own benefit. The man becomes the disposable male. So that's the thing. That was my true discovery with MGTOW, because when you can understand where women are coming from, you will no longer resent them or be angry at them. You just accept it. It's like, hey, I know that lions and tigers are dangerous animals, or snakes. You know, they will bite you if you do something wrong by them. The same with women. So if you know how to keep them at bay, and you don't, for example, get married, or you don't give your money away to them, or you don't let them use you and manipulate you, then hey, you can have a great friendship, or you can enjoy female company from time to time. But you don't have to dive in, you know, into a snake pit.
you know, it's interesting. Well, my realization was a little different, but I saw that in the end, I dated, like, I talk about it on the channel, and that's partly why people listen to my channel. Like, the guys that are like, I've fucked hundreds of girls, right? Maybe, I don't know, 700, 800, who knows how many actually. But through that, I kind of started to sympathize with girls at times. But I realized that no matter how nice they were, if they were nice, and there are different kinds of girls out there, is that they're like salesmen. So if I walk into a shoe store that's high pressure sales, they want sell me shoes. And so if they're too nice, they won't sell me any shoes because they'll be too nice. But I know that their job is to sell me shoes, and they are wasting time if I'm not buying shoes, right? I'm wasting their time as a salesman, right?
That's right.
So, like, I realized that I'm kind of wasting their time. Like, they're all going to make their pitch to me. Right, to marry me, to settle down. And I realized, like, it wasn't that they were, like, necessarily evil, it's that they're trying to get something totally different than what I wanted. I wanted freedom, I wanted enjoyment, excitement, you know, like, see a lot of things in the world, go a lot of places. I didn't like being nagged, you know, I don't like having people pepper me with questions all the time, and I don't like to pay for a lot of stuff that I don't want, you know. I don't like a lot of things that fucking normal guys just think is normal.
Exactly.
I won't put up with it. So I realize that they're salesmen and they're selling themselves and they're selling long term, and that's fine. But I don't want long term. You know, like that. Until down, you know, 52 years old, I've never wanted that. You know, it's like, so why would I waste, if they're too nice, right? Why would I waste fucking too much of their time?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, because then they're just they're gonna be all bummed out afterwards.
Yep.
Because I had some girls that would give me like a bunch of years of their youth, and they'd be bummed out afterwards. Like they'd be like, "Fuck, now I'm old," and like, I fucking, you know what I mean? I'd be like, "Well, I didn't want to get married," you know, like.
That's right.
Then they're bummed out, you know. So like, and then there was other ones that were bad, actually, like fucking evil types, you know. But it's like they're salesmen, they're selling something, and I'm not buying. So you know.
Exactly.
Okay, interesting. So you saw it as like bad things happen, and you were like, "Fuck, I don't like this."
That's right. I mean, my first relationship was just over 4 years with my first proper girlfriend, and she was a great girl. I was just far too young to get involved with her. But I mean, obviously, as time would have went on, she might have changed and became not so nice. And anyway, we ended up breaking up. I met this other girl straight away. We ended up going out together for pretty much 6 years. And then I really started to discover the true female nature when it comes, especially when it comes to relationships. I mean, because you don't really get to know women until you start dating them. You can go out and approach hundreds of girls every week, but it's until you start actually dating them, or even worse, get married to them, that's when you see the real female nature. And anyway, we ended up breaking up 6 years afterwards because she just ended up being too close to other male friends. Like, she chose the male company over female company, and I just, we started drifting apart, and that was the end of that. And then
do you think that was to make you jealous?
I think so, yeah. I think a large portion of that was to make me jealous, and because I think she was getting bored in the relationships, as most women do anyway.
So she was like, I got nothing to lose. Didn't really care how you felt.
Exactly.
Was gonna do the drop the nuclear bomb on you,
That's right.
Like trying to make you jealous.
Exactly right.
And then you were either gonna step up or leave, but there's a lot of carnage from that strategy, you know.
Exactly.
A lot of pain comes out of that, you know.
Yeah. And that's when you grow and learn a lot. Actually, that's when your character develops too. So it was a good and a bad thing at the same time. I mean, I probably it for nothing. It was just like worrying about different things when she was talking to other guys. It just made me feel kind of almost physically ill in that sense. I'm sure a lot of guys have felt that.
Oh, dude, this is a very natural feeling, and everybody and girls know it too, you know. And it's like there's that sick feeling when you see your girl making a move on another guy, or you feel they are, right. It's a really tough thing to deal with. And one thing I can't stand is when people aren't honest about that. Like, I like that sick to the stomach. It's like a serious. That's right. Yeah. It's no joke, you know.
You literally want to throw up. Yeah.
The older I get, the less forgiving I get for mean strategies like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine if they want to leave, go somewhere else. That's fine. But like deliberately to rake you over the coals, that's fucked.
Leading on.
Yeah.
So anyway, we ended up breaking up, and then my last girlfriend, she was the one that actually made me go MGTOW.
Okay, so a girl, actually a specific girl.
That's right.
Got you into the MGTOW movement.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
So we were together.
How old were you?
This is basically 2 years ago when I was 35. So
35. Okay.
Yeah, great girl. We had a really great chemistry, and we got on really well. Had a lot of different things in common, and it was actually like a female family friend of ours. Yeah. In that sense, so it made the whole encounter even more special, so to speak, quote unquote. But yeah, it's amazing how much you have to push yourself and sacrifice of your own personal life in order to keep a woman happy, especially a younger woman. She was much younger than me, so I literally, when we started dating, she said that, hey, you know, this is fine, I'm ready to blah blah blah, settle down. This is before I knew what MGTOW was. I didn't even know anything about MGTOW. And I already hung up my PUA boots, so I wasn't even going out and talking to any random girls out there. I wasn't practicing game anymore because I was just committed to working and having this relationship with her. Yeah. And yeah, sooner rather than later, literally 2 years into the relationship, she dropped the bombshell that she basically wanted to go her own way, so to speak. And there was a few more complications. I don't want to talk about it. It's a little bit too personal. Yeah. But Yeah, she literally made me go, what the actual fuck? I was completely devastated.
Did you feel betrayed, or was it your own weakness, your own natural weakness as a man, or was it
everything?
Okay, so you felt like, okay.
I felt betrayed, I felt cheated, I felt that maybe it was me who was in the wrong, maybe I should have done more of this, more of that, but then she started coming up with all these different gold diggish kind of behavior patterns, saying you didn't give me like your credit card to spend on me.
You didn't give me your credit card was one of her complaints.
You didn't give me like weekly massages, you know.
Weekly massage. Okay.
It's a weekly massage. I like a daily massage. Sorry, no. For an hour in Australia, it's about $70 to $80.
Yeah.
So it's not a cheap thing. It's not like in Thailand where you pay like $5-10.
Oh, so she wanted you to pay for massages, give you your credit card.
Exactly. Buy things, all that kind of stuff. And it just came out in the end. And I mean, hey, look, we were living together as well and everything, so I was paying most of the things to start with. So, but when you're kind of like in that angry phase and when you're completely blind to seeing the actual truth right in front of you, even though all my friends and my parents and everything were saying, you know, don't worry about it, it's that's just the way the situation is, just the way her nature is, I still felt like I had to pursue her and all that kind of stuff. So it took me a good probably 4 months to get out of that miserable state. And it was probably.
Now, did she leave you in the end, or did you leave her?
She left me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she left me in the end.
That makes it easy, actually. Sometimes. Yeah, helps.
Yeah, exactly. But I was trying to come to terms for literally about 4 months, trying to figure out what went wrong, what did I do wrong, and just I was blaming myself heavily.
Dude, I love this because you know, like, guys have feelings. You know, like that's the thing. Like a lot of MGTOW channels, guys like to act like they don't have any feelings. They never made a mistake. Girls are stupid, they're smart. It's like, man, the reality is it's complicated, right? We're human beings, right? Exactly. If you don't have feelings, that's a very dangerous thing. You know what I mean? That's a sociopath. It's some people are born without them, but most people have strong feelings about things and cry and go through things, and you know, it's like
that's what makes us human, I guess.
So like, it's like this is the kind of shit that makes you make changes in your life, you know, because it's like, fuck this shit, I ain't gonna do this again.
Exactly. You want to save yourself from future potential catastrophes, so that's why we kind of develop thicker skin. And for me, it was literally, I felt like absolute shit for about 4 months. And what actually changed it for me was discovering Sandman's videos where he was talking about female nature and how really women are, because let's face it, PUAs don't talk about that stuff. PUAs will tell you how to approach girls, what to say, basically how to look your best, and that's great, but it does not address the main issue.
How to approach in the daytime, in the nighttime, you know, what clothes to wear, openers, you know.
That's
and this is all stuff that you experienced and got value from at a younger stage, right? And then but then you said, well, wait a second. Now that I got them, I see it like this, like this, like like PUAs are teaching you how to go hunt, how to go to like say Africa and hunt, right? But then once you catch the animal,
what the fuck do you
then
do?
what do you do, right? Like that's the thing, is they leave you right there.
How do you tame that lion so it doesn't eat you up?
What do you do next?
Also hurting it.
The next thing what most happens with my friends is they get married, right? You know, like automatically to somebody that they're not really ready, they don't want to, but they catch her and they don't want to lose her.
That's right.
You know, it's like you don't want to lose $10 and you'll do anything not to lose it, but you won't do as much to earn $10, right?
No, exactly.
So it's just this fear of loss, and then you don't know what to do, and there's nobody to help you, and it's like, fuck, you're in the middle of the jungle, right? Yeah.
No, exactly right. So I ended up finding Sandman's channel, and I was literally listening to his stuff when I was waking up in the morning and when I was going to bed at night. It was just
Sandman here.
Sandman here. Hey everyone. That's right. So he just tapped into my inner core, and it made me feel good again. He made me realize that, hey, maybe there's nothing wrong with me. It's just the way female nature is. That's just the way women are, and you just have to know about it. So it's like, when it comes to lions and tigers, you don't want to just grab them and kiss them because you might get hurt. So you need to keep your distance and enjoy them from afar. And and then as I listened to his material, I decided that, hey, why don't I actually start my own channel and help other men in similar situations? Because I even did this stupid shit. I ended up finding some website that supposedly promised to guys to help them get their ex-girlfriends back.
Oh yeah, no, that's a profitable niche.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, guys are selling books about that.
It's such a waste of money.
Oh my
Never
God.
ever go for that.
I would pay not to get them back.
Well,
you know?
exactly. But see, I was in such a fucked up mind frame. I was so down.
I'd buy a $10 book on that.
It was a drug. It was like I was like a drug addict. You know, I wanted to do everything to get it back.
Yeah.
And yeah, so.
That's funny. That's funny.
I decided that hey, I need to do this as a man, as a service to other men out there.
Now, when was this? When did you start your channel?
I started my channel in April 2016, so literally last year, and I discovered MGTOW, the term MGTOW, probably in late January, early February. No, probably early February 2016.
Almost coming up on 2 years ago. Yeah.
Almost 2 years ago. Yeah, and it just made sense, and I started researched some different topics that I wanted to address in my on my channel. And initially I was kind of copying Sandman stuff just because even his voice, I just like the way he was narrating his material, and I kind of
he uses some kind of a voice thing.
Exactly. And I did about maybe 7 or 8 different videos like that. And then I found, you know what, I want to do something else. So I ended up finding some, Cassia Noble, she's a dating coach from UK. And I just ended up doing a response video to her material where she was teaching other men how to be great with women. And I just absolutely destroyed her narrative. I counter-argued all of her main points. And I think that's what made my channel become so popular. And because let's face it, when you're new and nobody knows you, what can you give to others that will set you aside, that people will enjoy?
Yeah, you were reacting to some other good content or content online.
Exactly, yeah. And I mean, look, most guys I think she's attractive. So, and there's a guy from Australia who's just like comes in and just starts saying, "Nah, fuck this shit. You're not right. This is how it is." And I mean, look, her points is just all about making money and selling all this advice to gullible men. And that was the video I think that started getting my channel noticed. Yeah. And from then on, that's the actual material that I stuck to. Just doing response videos to different people out there that they're either criticizing men or... How
did you change? How did you feel as you made videos, as you went along?
Great. I felt like this is the fuel for me to rise up from what happened to me. It literally, my channel, this MGTOW 101 channel became my life. I was just so like right into it. Yeah. It just made me feel alive again. I've never felt so good. That's why I was literally sometimes going without sleep. I was uploading videos almost every day. And when I really got into it, and it was awesome. I just felt so happy. I felt like I was doing something right for once in my life.
Now here's the crazy thing. I bet you, I'm going to ask you this, see what you say. Is when you succeed in life, right? When you're doing what you want, when you're living the life you want, when you're every day you wake up and you're happy to be doing something, right? Now in this case, making a MGTOW channel, right? But did that make you more attractive to women? Did you find that women were more attracted to you after that? Not that you wanted that. You didn't want that, right? But you're like, did you feel that it was like more? Because I felt this way. I was like, you get excited about something and you're really into something, and then you just, I felt like women coming towards me, and I'm like, wait a second, I don't need that anymore.
That's right, exactly. No, that's so true. You become more passionate. If you're passionate about something, then other people will notice around you, and at the same time, it's a paradox issue here, that it actually draws more women to you in that sense, because you are no longer, you're going your own way, you're not worried about impressing.
Yeah, you don't give a fuck what people think.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's very attractive, actually.
That's what happens, And
so I was gonna say, like, that's pretty cool in itself, because you having more options, feeling better about yourself, you know what I mean? These are good things for men, and also knowing what you want and being energized, right?
Exactly.
So like these are fucking very attractive things. So it's like going MGTOW actually helped you. if you would have switched off MGTOW and like started like going another direction, like, and then that's good. And that's good. Okay.
Exactly right.
How did you change then? What do you feel now? How do you? What kind of, like, how do you look on everything? And you know,
I feel that I have a much more a balanced outlook on women and relationships and dating. It's just I've discovered a lot more about relationships between men and women that makes perfect sense now, you know, why things are the way they are. And I feel grateful for it because I would rather discover it now than, for example, if I would have been married to my last ex-girlfriend, then discovered it, you know, 5 or 10 years down the track when we already had kids. Because, yeah, let's face it, there's so many men out there that are suffering.
Oh, hell yeah.
When it comes to relationship breakdown and divorces. So, yeah, and I mean, I just feel more at peace and I feel freedom. That's probably the two main words that describe my feeling now: freedom and peace.
Yeah. Right.
And at the same time, it's like a lot of guys say that MGTOWs, they don't have sex, they are lonely, they're living in their mum's basement.
Is this your mom's basement here? Your mom's got a goddamn nice basement here.
Basement.
This is not a bad basement here. I mean, I say this is all right here, you know?
Yep.
It's like, you guys can't see because it's nighttime, but it's really beautiful here.
After this video, I'm going to wash the dishes.
Yeah.
It's completely false. I mean, look, there are other guys out there that happen to be true forced loneliness, and unfortunately for them, sometimes they feel that they're either so unattractive, whether it comes to their physical features, or they have no confidence and they lack financial means to.
Yeah, those aren't MGTOW.
Yeah,
TFL.
I mean, exactly. They're forced to kind of go their own way because they've got no other choice. But I think a true MGTOW is a man who has seen the 360-degree view when it comes to relationships between men and women.
Yeah.
And then he realized that, hey, maybe this is not for me to be going, you know, the traditional way of dating, relationships, marriage, having kids, all that kind of stuff. And I mean, look, a lot of MGTOWs do have kids, like yourself. You were talking about the other day that you want to have.
I've thought about it. You know what I mean? Like, because I've never had a kid. I'm 52, and I just realized that, you know, at some point it'll be too late.
Yeah.
And actually, I've talked about this before many times. I actually love kids, and I don't hate women. You know, I don't hate anybody. You know, I love my life. You know, and I see little kids, and like we help the cat in the video. You know,
that was so
we
cool,
help the dog. You know, like. I freaking love animals. We had a horse growing up, and I had a sister, and I have, you know what I mean? Like I don't feel a lot of,
exactly.
But at the same time, I think life is beautiful, and like a little kid could be a cool thing. But it's like, how do you do that and not get fucked over? Because let's face it, a lot of guys are getting fucked over, and that's what I learned making the channel. I realized there was a lot of guys getting more fucked over than me.
Yep.
Like really, like there's a lot of guys in really bad situations, and they're committing suicide.
Yep.
Because they can't pay their alimony, child support, and they lose their job, and the judge won't fucking give them a second chance. You know, and like,
that's so true,
and it's like, fuck. And then we were talking about this morning with my friend, like his friend came in, his wife was getting nailed by, she was giving another guy a blowjob, and then she looked over at him and said, "I want a divorce," and then she took half his money and his retirement, and he found her giving a blowjob to a guy. I thought the judge should have said, "Look, that's a mitigating circumstance. You get almost nothing, right? Because a bad wife, bad relationship, you know, not good to the man." But that's not how it is in California. It's a no fault.
That's where the fault divorce, I think, laws were born.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's fucking evil, you know? It's like, I mean, I don't know what a guy could do that would be that evil to a girl, but people can be evil, right?
Yep.
And that's not fucking cool. So there's a lot of guys like out there that are really like looking for answers, and
exactly right. So. And yeah, coming back to the point that what we're saying about, you know, it's if you chose to go your own way, then you're coming from a more powerful position rather than sort of being forced to do something. So, and that's what I want other guys to experience as well. I mean, I get a lot of younger guys who are teenagers asking me whether they should go MGTOW or whether they should engage in some dating and, you know, have a girlfriend. And I tell them, look, have a girlfriend, just be smart about it. Obviously, you know, practice safe sex, don't get her pregnant, don't move in together, but experience what women are all about. You're going to be crazy if you want to go your own way and be completely celibate or become a MGTOW monk if you don't even know what women are all about. You need to experience it. It's just it's blind hatred or leading like a blind faith. You need to see someone or something in order before you sort of go that path. So that's my main point here.
I think too. I think that if you, well, look at Catholic priests. They don't have sex, right? They're not supposed to have sex. So they end up being child molesters, right? Yeah. So that's what happens when you try to go too extreme, is that then you can't control yourself, because it's like when you're so fucking hungry, you don't eat, and then finally you'll just eat whatever's in front of you. You know, the pound of donuts, a kilo of Oreos, right? Because you're so hungry, right? Yeah. So it is like partaking in life, and MGTOW's a new movement, right? So we're just beginning to define it.
Exactly.
You know, I'm hoping at the convention we can start to define, get the best MGTOWs in the world to call in, the most, you know, thoughtful, deep thinkers, and like people with, you know, complex minds who can start to define some more things in the community. Like, what is this whole thing? Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, because the stuff you're talking about, people don't talk about.
Well, it's a very personal topic, and I mean, I don't enjoy talking about my personal circumstances, but I think it's important for other guys who are even considering about what MGTOW is, or if they want to become MGTOW. It's just, you need to see the full picture of what it is, and before you even go that way. So I think it's important for other guys to know the truth and make that decision for themselves later on.
Well, you're a freaking cool guy. You're a freaking cool guy, and you know, I think that people need to know that there's cool guys in this movement, you know, and that there's open-minded, like fucking guys. Like, if someone sees us tonight, you know, out on the street, you know what I mean, we're gonna be balling, we're gonna be having a good time, right? Yeah. It's like they're not gonna see, we don't have MGTOW tattoos on our head, right? You know?
I mean, I get shamed by other guys who never met me in my entire life, saying I'm some kind of a virgin loser. It's like, mate, I probably fucked more chicks, you know, in my entire life than you, I hope, for the next 10,000 years. You know, it's just that.
And you've been all over the world too, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, it's just you can't criticize people who you've never met and never spoken to before. It's just, yeah. So that's what I basically wanted to get across in this podcast, in that sense, yeah.
All right, man. Well, thank you.
Yeah, how it is. But yeah, it's definitely mentioned regarding the MGTOW Summit.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let's get the dates in here again. December 8th, 9th, and 10th here in Bangkok. We're having the first MGTOW World Summit, and we're going to have as many guys as possible come, content creators, people that want to listen. We're looking for, we're really very new movement, right? A group of guys. Some people don't like calling it a movement. Whatever you call it, you need an English word for things, right? Yeah. So, you know, like, if I call it a movement, sorry. If you have a better word, put it in the comment box. There's no word. I'm not putting a word on it. It's just like, what do we call a bunch of guys who think the same, learning from each other, you know? And so we want to get as many as possible, so that, just like when we met, I was the first MGTOW you met. And you're the first one I met in person, right?
That's right.
You know, except for like my friends that have been on the channel, right? So like I feel like already we've been hanging out for a few days. I feel like I've gained so much, and I want other guys to experience that and realize that there's friends out there, there's people out there that care, and the people that have been through a lot of stuff. And like, yeah, I mean, it's like life can be better.
Yeah.
And you can overcome, and a lot of the dangers are easy to sidestep once you understand. You know,
because yeah, I mean, what we teach and tell other men out there, it's, you can't really get that information anywhere else, because it's politically incorrect. It's
true.
It's centered around men, and let's face it, in our society, men are second-class citizens, and it's, yeah, we're disposable in that sense. So,
every TV show, the guy's an idiot. The husband can't start the car, the husband doesn't know how to turn, you know, the wife has to show him, the children have to show him. Every soap commercial, the guy's an idiot.
So if a man wants to get some advice about, you know, why things are the way they are, he'll either be told to man up, or to find another different Nawals out there, a girl who's not going to fuck him over. But as you all know, it's not that easy, and in fact, that's why MGTOW is so important, because we tell other men how exactly it is without actually being afraid of saying it.
Right. I watch so many channels, you know. What's your favorite channels that you watch?
Well, I really like, I started off with Sandman stuff, and then recently I've really got into MGTOW is Freedom.
Okay, yeah, John, I like him.
His stuff is really,
I want
really
him to come. John, I want you to come to the convention. We know your channel's getting fucked by YouTube.
Exactly.
Come on down. Come on down.
Chance to to redeem yourself.
Yeah, Saturday night speaker, John.
He's got his good stuff. Turtling in Monkey, he's got some great stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm on the show on the 18th. I'll be on the TFM show.
Awesome! I gotta tune in.
Yeah, I can't wait.
There's like even smaller channels like Grizzly McTow. I love the way he just bashes through all the bullshit.
Oh yeah, he's
the way
funny.
He
he's
uses
funny.
his vocabulary to describe narcissistic women. Yeah, there's so many to mention out there. It's great, and it's every day there's new channels coming up all the time. It's just a matter of fact seeing who sticks around.
Yeah, I saw your inbox and you got a lot of mail coming in.
A lot of mail.
So tell them, how can people get in touch with you? I'm going to put your link below, but anything you want to tell them? You want to give a message to the...
Yeah, look, if you guys want some advice or you want to do like a video request, you can always reach me at migtail101@gmail.com. That's my primary email, or you can find me on Twitter, migtail101 @migtail101, or you can, if you see me in the street, that's it. That's probably the two main ways you can get in touch with me. So
all right, cool. Cool. Thanks for sharing your personal stories, and I know that's not easy to do now, you know.
But now.
I think this is what guys they really appreciate, that because it's real people out there. It's real life, right? And hearing your story, I'm sure will motivate a lot of people, help them to dissect their own life, you know, where they are in the kind of journey, right? Yeah, the journey of MIgtail. I want to do a series on this. If you have any other friends who'd be good, we'll interview them and the journey that they went through, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Sounds great.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, for sure, dude. And thanks for listening, guys. Like and subscribe, and this will go on my channel and MIgtail 101. And thanks for supporting, man. This is like getting exciting. Fucking exciting.
And don't forget to support us on Patreon and PayPal, because seriously, this YouTube apocalypse has been really tough for us, and it doesn't look like it's getting any better anyway. So we are hoping to jump across into different platforms, and so I'm growing my blog as well, which is migtail101.com. So, and yeah, we're getting definitely some sponsors behind us now, which is great. So yeah, keep up the good work, guys. We are so forever thankful for you.
Awesome. All right, guys, have a great night, and thanks for listening. All right, Ronin Man and MIggy signing off.
Bon voyage.
All right, guys, take it easy.